USA, Trump, the coup in Capitol Hill. What does it have to do with Canada, Alberta, Filipino Canadians, and migrant people? Stay tuned and you will find out. So, last night when I was looking at the news, unfortunately, the last episode of the reality show United States of America, I was really horrified to see the pictures and the videos of how they were able to get inside the Capitol. The hashtag blocked by Devin. So I'm like, Devin turns out to be a Canadian politician from Alberta. So he's not just an elected official, he was also appointed as the Minister of Agriculture and Forestry by Jason Kenney. So what happened exactly? So how did I fall into this rabbit hole? So it turns out that Devin Drishen campaigned for Trump when he was not elected yet. So this was in 2016, and he went to several states to campaign for Trump. He shadowed Ivanka Trump, and the picture that went viral of him wearing a MAGA hat and him like tossing something, he was invited to a Trump party, and that's where the picture came from. A lot of people were asking him, oh,
can you care to comment about this picture that went viral?
He started blocking them. So I'm just like, I got really curious. I don't know this guy. So I was able to check him out on Twitter, and it turns out that yes, a 31 or 30-year-old guy campaigned for Trump 5 years ago. So what is the connection between Filipino Canadians and Canada in general? Well, I would just like to point out that he is in charge of making sure that the working environment and the working conditions in the agricultural sector is on par. Last year, one of the largest outbreaks that happened in Canada that is not healthcare related, so not happening in the hospitals or not happening in the nursing home, came from a meat plant industrial butcher. Cargill Company is a meat butcher industrial company. Cargill is a Minnesota-based company, so it's actually an American company operating in Canadian soil and hiring predominantly Filipinos. Either these Filipinos are on a temporary foreign visa or Canadian citizens already. But fact is, they hired about 60 to 80% of their employees who are Filipinos. And these Filipinos, of course, live in close quarters, maybe because they just want to, but part of Filipino values is families still living together. So it was very hard for them to do quarantining or do self-isolating in a closed quarters. So when the outbreak became really grave, the opposition leader, NDP Rachel Notley, called out on the Minister of Agriculture, who is Devin Drishen, and said that
we need to close the plant for a while to ensure that the workers are safe.
Because if they're not safe, then our meat supply chain is also not safe, because there's a possibility that the virus might eat and then infect everyone. So in a press conference, the Minister of Agriculture, who is Devin Drishen, was saying how that there's no need to close the plant because they are deemed essential worker. And also he says that he's confident that the working environment is safe enough for people to work. It turns out it's not true, because there's still a lot of people who tested positive. And they also work elbow to elbow, that's what they said. And still a lot of people are turning to test positive. My point is that their Minister of Agriculture is a pro-Trump person. We already know Trump's platform. He doesn't like immigrants. And this guy not only is a Trump supporter, he campaigned for him to be elected. So we can kind of see his philosophy. And I don't care if you say that I'm being way too hard or that I am just an anti-conservative or something.
No.
Did you know that Alberta's median income is $93,000, roughly speaking, but median income for Filipinos in Alberta is only about half of it, $47,000. And there are about 200,000 Filipinos living in Alberta at the moment. So what I'm trying to say here is that it is very important for us to still be aware of the news and participate in the politics as an immigrant, but also as a Filipino Canadian, because there are these policies that heavily affected our community and we can do something about that. All we have to do is say we don't agree with what you're doing, or vote. Honestly, vote someone that you believe will speak for you, who believe that they have your best interests in their mind and they will represent you in the assembly. He doesn't care much about the lives and the safety of people working in this area. He is an elected official. He is also the Minister of Agriculture, and already he failed as a leader to provide safety and security to these workers working in cargo, right? Maybe because they're not white. Maybe if you found out that it was your cousin or your uncle or your distant friend who are all white working in this area, maybe you would have put more safety measures and securities to ensure that the lives of these people are protected.
But it didn't happen.
It took an opposition leader to tell you to do your job. Anyway, I am ranting. I have no idea how to end this, so I hope that you found something interesting and you learned something by listening to me. Let me know if you want me to talk more things. Fucking shit. Okay, I'll stop.